Asaki here, and this is the first episode of Playtime in 2020. Yay! This month, I will be introducing Honey Bee Baby by our own Erlina Ortiz. Before I start, I want to announce that we will have another live digital reading on January 22nd, which is this Friday at 7 o'clock. So Gabby will be directing the show, and we have a group of fantastic casts. And I'm super excited for you to witness the very first reading of the Honeybee Baby in the whole wide world. So January 22nd, which is this Friday, 7 o'clock, don't miss it. So, what is this play about? Well, it's kind of hard to describe. It's so good. It's so different from anything I've seen on Erlina's work, and I'm super excited for her. I was like, whoa, Erlina, whoa. It's so hard to describe it. You just have to come to reading, okay, this Friday. So yeah, it's probably better to do that. So I'm gonna end this episode here, and I'll see you on Friday, okay? All right, bye. I'm kidding. Yeah, you will be so mad if I really air this. So, what is this play about? Well, the time is set sometime after when we are living right now, the present, and honeybees have been extinct for a while, and that's causing the general food shortages. They have been experiencing crazy storms, and that affects people's lives, of course, especially with um, where they get to live or who gets to have babies. When I first read this play, there have been so many different movies and books about these kind of topics, but the first thing that came in my mind was 97 movie called Gattaca. That's starring Ethan Hawke and Jude Law. Jude Law is really beautiful in this movie. You have to check it out. In this movie is also about government controlling couples to have perfect babies. So they're genetically controlling or modifying the babies to be perfect, and those baby get to choose, what kind of lives they have, what kind of job they have, and they have a better lives in comparison to the babies who are born naturally, who are in general just being treated like less than a human being. When I first watched this movie, Gattaca, it blew my teenage mind because I was so naive. I thought things like this, that people are discriminated because of their genetic code, could be allowed. And like I said, I was very naive because it does happen. People who has different genes, like certain conditions like Down syndrome, would be treated differently, or different skin tones or nationality would be treated differently, and certain people being treated like better or worse depending on the things that you cannot change. So this play evolves around three main characters: Melissa, a woman who is trying to have a child; Joy, a very stern, controlling mother of Clarissa; and Clarissa, a young girl with a brilliant mind and a secret behind her birth. As you know, many people firmly believe that women's bodies should be controlled somehow by the government in the US and a lot of the places in the world. Like The cultural, social, or religious pressure holding women down to have or not to have babies is one of the things. Or controlling or restricting the information or means to birth control or sex education is another thing that comes in my mind. I was just thinking in Japan, it's a little bit more conservative than urban area United States like Philadelphia. The women are taking for granted to get married, and when they get married, they're take it for granted to have kids, and if you don't, you get kind of seen like there's something wrong with you, not physically but mentally. And as I talk, this is not the condition only in Japan. It happens in the US too. But as we all know, the society or the government don't provide much support for those women to be a mother and a woman with a career. I can see even in the artistic world where things could look hopeful and rosy, it is extremely hard to be a mother or a parent and having a thriving artistic career. This play does not say if there was a specific environmental factor that created the world they live in. Probably all of them, as we all know, we have been experiencing an extreme weather like huge hurricanes and snowstorms in some area, and desert is getting bigger and bigger while forest is getting smaller and smaller. Wildfires have been happening more often, and we have been discovering so much plastic in the ocean. The list goes on. It is so hard to be optimistic for our generation to have children if we are only leaving a mess behind those children to to live next 80 or 100 years. I know it sounds depressing. This play is not depressing. At least I didn't feel depressed after reading it. Actually, I felt very hopeful. The message was it takes a village to raise a child. And that's exactly what we need to do now to join together for the better future. So here is an excerpt of a play. This is the very beginning of the play, and there's no line. It's just a stage direction. So here we go. Scene 1. A child's bedroom. A perfect bedroom. Every toy you could imagine, every toy you have yet to imagine. Perfect curtains and carpet, giant plushy teddy bears. Everything matches so perfectly, it almost makes you dizzy. There are no windows in the room. A soft, artificial light shines down from straight above. A little girl sits in the center of it. She is immaculate. Perfect little dress, hair in bow ties. She is almost patient baby, but without the grotesque makeup. She brushes the hair from one of her Barbies methodically. She brushes. She brushes. She brushes. She stands, eventually, and crosses over to the giant plush teddy bear. It's taller than her. She looks at it, stares at it. She slowly pokes him on the nose. Boop. When I read this introduction of this character or the play, I was just like, ooh, chills. It's creepy and I love it. Yeah, like I said, it's so different from anything I've seen of Erlina's work. Not that I've seen everything, but we have seen Minority Land, Mori Soñando, Las Mujeres, the tone is so different, and I was like, ooh, Erlina, I'm so excited for your career. So join us, our Facebook Live event, January 22nd. Yes, January 22nd. It's Friday at 7 o'clock. We will have a brief talk back after the show. So, yeah, stay tuned and I'll see you there. Have a wonderful week and yeah, recycle your plastic and papers. All right, bye.